Welcome friends. Today we're going to be doing, making a video on the mum. So this is just a super cute little flower. So I'm going to include in the description, we'll include the files that you'll need for the center and for the petals. They're all in the subscription and they're all Cricut. So you can buy them for like $1, $1.49 each. So one thing, if you want to size this, I get a lot of questions about sizing. So this is the size that the file is, and it is about, when it's all curled up, it's about a little over 2 inches. Okay, if you want to make your flower bigger, just select all the petals, drag them bigger till you get the size you want. Okay, that's super easy. So let's get started. So what tools you're going to need today is this is my soft mat and my distressing tool, okay, and these all came in the kit. And you also need some tweezers, and these also came in the kit. It's a Sizzix distressing kit. I got it at Amazon. It's about $21.99. It comes with scissors and a bunch of other stuff. It's a really great kit. I did discover something. I was watching a cake show this weekend, and I thought, hey, the tools they use to make flowers are the same as these, so I'm going to check out some cake sites and see if I can find some of these in different sizes on the cake website, because I'd really like to have some different sizes. They come in all different sizes. So then we're going to need, you need some kind of ink. I have a few. This is a dewdrop, and just for fun I decided to use it. I just got this. It's a pearlescent rust. Kind of cool. I really like it. It gives it a different kind of shimmery look. Not real bad, just a little bit. And then just for accent, some barn red. That's just to give it a little more depth. You don't have to use this, and you can use whatever color you want. I also have autumn terracotta you could use. These are close to my heart inks. I really like them. They're really great, great ink. Okay, so let's get started. So you need it all comes in the pattern. Okay, so I've got it in the file. It's all ready to go. So you need one center, and there's actually 2 separate files. There's a center file, and then there's the flower file. Okay, so you're going to need 3 of each size. There's 5 different layers. Okay, and you need 3 for each one. Okay, so if you've all seen mums, they're very petally, so you need lots and lots of layers on it. Okay, so let's start with the centerpiece first. Just get that out of the way. Oh, adhesive. I usually use my hot glue gun, but for this I'm going to use the Aleene's Turbo Tacky. I really like it. It's super fast drying, and because it's kind of, the mum is kind of closed with lots of little petals, it's easier to use a glue that's, my hot glue gun kind of gets in the way. Okay, so I'm just going to take my tweezers, grab the end, and this is pretty thin, so I just twirl it towards me, kind of squish it a little to make it round. So it tends to get square because of the cuts. So you're just going to twirl this up. And hold on to it, let go of the tweezers. So I like the straight tweezers. Put just a dab of glue. And voila. You have your little tiny center. Okay? Super easy, nothing to it. Set that aside. Okay, so you have to do this to all your petals. So this is a double-sided distressing tool. I'm using the small side. It's not real tiny, but it's littler than the big side. Okay, so, and of course I'm not going to bore you with all the doing them all, so I'm just going to do a couple of them, the biggest and the little. Okay, so this paper is from Joann's. It's in their individual sheets, and it's got some texture to it. I really like it. So I'm going to put the texture on the outside, or you can put it on the inside, whatever you want. So you just turn it over. How you do this, and because I'm using the small side, and you're only going to do just the petals. You don't need to do the center this time. So you're just going to pull in, and see how it just curls in on itself. Really super easy. So I did ink these ahead of time. I went ahead and I inked the outsides ahead of time. You can see on my pad, totally got ink all over my pad. I am going to ink them after too though, because I want to add some more depth. But I inked the outside, so, okay. Okay, so there's that. So remember, you have to do that to all the petals. So then you're just going to start assembling. Okay, so, sorry, I got one of those centers. They tend to catch on everything. Okay, so all you're going to do is you're going to start gluing. Super simple. And I will usually glue, because this glue dries fast, but not so fast that, so I'm just going to put a dab of glue. These kind of catch you. They're like little spiders. Okay, I'm going to do like 6 pieces. And then you're going to have to kind of push them out a little bit because they got kind of curly. And then when you put them together, you just offset it, okay? So what I mean by that is you don't line up the petals, put them offset of each other. You can see that how I'm doing that, okay? And then you're just going to do the next one and offset them. And then now I'm going to the smaller size. Just keep turning them so that they look super nice. Got some glue in there. Just keep going. Okay, so now I'm going to move to the next sizes. Put glue on them. When I first made these, I got a whole bunch because I had to make a banner, and I couldn't figure out which sizes are which, so I've learned that you need to get them in stacks, kind of organize them on your mat so you find them. Okay, so you're just going to keep going like this. It's going to get a little harder to put them in just because it's, so just keep offsetting them. If you need to, you can get your tweezers in there and spin them around. No big deal. You have a little room on your time. Okay. Now moving to the next size. And you can just, I mean, you can just see how it's just building up the flower. So, you know, that one I didn't get it offset enough, so I'm just going to. It always screws up when I'm on camera, you guys. It drives me crazy. It never hardly screws up when you guys aren't here, but when you guys are here, you really bother. It really gets going. All right, so you're just going to put glue. You're actually going to put glue on all 3 of the last ones because the last one's going to hold the center in place. So these are your hardest ones just because they're so curly. No biggie, just put them in. And they're not really tight on top of each other yet, but when at the very end, I'll show you what I'm going to do so that I can get, so that all the glue adheres to each other. It's, okay. Okay. All right, so I'm going to stick my center in. Actually, before I put my center in, I'm just going to give it just barely a touch of ink. Not much, because I really want the yellow to come through, but I want it to just, you know, give it a little depth, okay? So we're going to stick the center in there. Okay, so then I'm going to get my pad, and I'm going to push. So I just get everything on there, okay? So isn't that darling? Such a darling little flower, and look how simple that was, okay? So I'm going to put the lid on my glue, and then I'm going to just add a little more ink just because I want to, because I really like ink, and I'm just going to do that. So I'm just going to give it a little more, and then I'm going to get my my red, barn red. And I have a dauber for that. because I want to control it. So that's a dauber. You guys have seen those before. Okay, and so I'm just gonna just lightly catch some of the edges of the flowers and maybe even the center, just a little bit, and it's gonna just add a lot more depth. So if you can, let me show you the two different ones, when I didn't do red and when I did do red. So there's the difference right there. You can see which one, see the difference in the depth of color, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and just add a little red to this one too. Get the goober of glue out of there. Okay. All right. So you couldn't be simpler, okay? So I haven't created a mum leaf for this, but you can just use any of the leaves. I didn't need leaves for this. All right, well, thanks, guys. I'll post the links, the link for the cut in the description, okay? Have a great day. Thanks.